Hello, Toastmasters and dear guests. Have you ever doubted yourself so much so to a thought that there is no way I can do this, only to be thrown at the very end? Anyways, like the time I thought boiling water was the key of my culinary skills, only to realize that even that can go wrong if you forget it for a long time enough. But seriously, have you ever felt trapped in your mind that the words were right there, but you were not able to speak? Because your mind decided to play a game of hide and seek with you. That's me. Exactly, that's me. I could have debated with myself for hours in the shower. But at the time when it was speaking in front of actual audience, complete silence. Like somebody has pressed the mute button. Irony of the fact that the only reason which I thought would be a roadblock for me forever is the very reason I'm standing right in front of you talking to you. Wild, right? Growing up, I was a quiet kid, not the quiet that you had been thinking, somebody who's really cool and mysterious, always been thinking and planning something really awesome. Not that kind of a quiet. I was more of a don't call on me in class, otherwise, I will spontaneously combust. That kind of a quiet. Yes, I had a stammer. I believe it. I had a stammer. Words would trip over themselves like the way they had been parting all night long. But what did I do? I did exactly what any teenager would do. I turned myself into my own comedy routine. When I did stutter, I'll tell people I'm not stuttering, I'm beatboxing for emphasis. That's how bad it was. Comedy became my survival way. Things changed when I met Mrs. Sharma, my English teacher. She had so much of belief and faith in me rather than I had it in myself, even by pronouncing my name in public. That was the scenario. Suddenly, on a particular day, she announced that Mrinal would be taking part in the debate competition. All right. Without even asking me. It's like signing up for a marathon when your only idea of cardio is binge watching Netflix. That's how it was. I did argue with her, but she looked straight into my eye and told that you are ready. You don't know it yet. That looked like coming out of a motivational poster. Fast forward to the day of the competition. I did win it, but I did survive. There I understood that surviving is the first step towards thriving. One of the important lessons I got from that particular speech was fear never dissipates away. Fear will never dissipate away, guys. Fear will never dissipate away. It will just become quieter the more you face it. Then came the college, and then I realized that during the speech I didn't die. Let's go on with the college thing. So I joined the public speaking club at the college. My first speech was a miracle of chaos. But I did not leave that. I did not leave that just because I wanted to go ahead with it. I practiced day in and day out. I've talked to myself in front of the mirror. I heard myself in the videos. And one day something very different happened. Suddenly, my words were flowing very fluently, very swiftly. They were not perfect, but I was not tripping anymore. There is some funny thing about the confidence. It can go dive, sneak inside you at the time when you expect it the least. And there things changed. Suddenly, my arch nemesis, speaking, converted into something which I really enjoyed. There I met a school student called Rohan when I was taking a workshop at Overcoming the Fear workshop. He was a quiet, shy kid, convinced that he would never be able to present in public. Very convinced. I asked him, why, Rohan? He said, what if I stutter and they all gonna laugh? I said, what if they don't? And even if they do, you can always tell them that these awkward pauses are in a way of creating suspense. This always works. But anyways, Rohan was not agreeing to that. So I had to strike a deal with him. The deal was I did embarrass myself in front of the entire class. I did embarrass myself. I gave the worst speech of my life with a lot of stammers, a lot of awkward pauses, enough to rival a bad Wi-Fi connection. But I realized one thing, that everybody was laughing, even Rohan, and so Rohan took his chance. The chance was so good, he was smiling, he was able to complete the speech. And that changed everything in me. Because your words, your voice is not only yours, it's a way of giving somebody else that power of voice for somebody who really matters. If I can turn into my arch nemesis into something like speaking in front of the public, you can always do that. Your flaws, your quirks, they are not your roadblocks. They aren't your roadblocks, they are basically your rocket fuel. So even if you start bad, even if your beginning is awkward, you can always make an incredible ending. And if at all that does not work that way, always carry a bag of donuts because they work like a charm. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster.